Hello students, I am Sanjana Kavatagi, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, AITM Belgavi. Let us continue with the video lectures on storage area networks. So in this video, we shall study about three-site replication from module number 3, Backup and Archive. So three-site replication. So in case of synchronous replication, what happens is both the source as well as the target sites are usually within a shorter distance. So therefore, if a regional disaster occurs, both the source as well as the target sites might become unavailable. So since they are at a shorter distance apart, if any regional disaster occurs, both the source as well as the target sites will get affected. So the chances of getting affected will be high in case of a synchronous replication. Okay, so in that case both of them will be unavailable. So this will lead to an extended RPO or RTO, because the last known good copy or consistent copy of data should need to come from another source, which can be an offsite tape library. Okay, since both of them are getting affected, we should have another good copy of data, last known good copy of data. That means the copy of data which was consistent at the till the last moment. Okay, so that copy of data that we might have to collect it from another offsite tape library. Okay, so that will be another source. So this is about synchronous replication. So in asynchronous replication, what happens if there is any regional disaster in asynchronous replication? It will not affect the target, because both the sites are typically several hundred to several thousand kilometers apart. Okay, since it is asynchronous replication, the distance between the two, that is the source as well as the target, is between several hundred to several thousand kilometers. So if the source site fails, the production can be shifted to the target site, but there will be no further remote protection of that particular data until the issue is been resolved or the failure is been resolved. Okay, so since the both of them are at different places, if any disaster is occurring, it will be either occurring at the source or at the target. If the source is getting affected by the disaster, then we can shift the production to the target site. Okay, so this is about asynchronous replication. Now why we go for three-site replication is because this three-site replication, it mitigates the risks that are identified in two-site replication. Two-site replication is nothing but having a source as well as the target. It may be synchronous replication or it may be asynchronous replication. Okay, so that is two-site replication. Three-site replication will solve these risks that are identified in the two-site replication. So in case of three-site replication, data from the source site is replicated to two remote sites. Okay, so in the two-site replication, what will happen? There will be either synchronous or asynchronous replication. In both the cases, there will be only one copy of data will be maintained at the target. But in case of three-site replication, we are going to maintain two copies of the data. Okay, the data is replicated to two sites which are at remote places. Okay, they will be remote sites. So this replication can be synchronous to one of the two sites, which is providing a non-zero RPO solution. Okay, and it can also be a asynchronous or disk buffer to the other remote site, which might be providing an finite RPO. Okay, so that means the replication can be either synchronous or asynchronous. Okay, so one of them can be synchronous or the other one can be asynchronous. Okay, so remote replication can be implemented as a cascade or multi-hop or a triangle or multi-target solution. Okay, so in this we have two types of implementations. One is cascade or multi-hop, or a triangle or multi-target solution. We shall study one by one in detail. First we shall study cascade or multi-hop three-site replication. So in the cascade or multi-hop three-site replication, data flows from the source to the intermediate storage array, which is known as a bunker, in the first hop, and then from a bunker to a storage array at a remote site in the second hop. So the replication between the source and the remote site can be performed in two ways. First one is synchronous plus asynchronous, or it can be done using synchronous plus disk buffered replication. So the replication between the source and the bunker occurs synchronously, but the replication between the bunker and the remote site can be achieved either as a disk buffered in the disk buffered mode or a synchronous mode. So there will be two replications happening. One is from the source to the intermediate storage array, which is called as bunker, and then from the bunker to the storage array, okay, which is at the remote site in the second hop. So there has to be two replications happening. So it can be done using either synchronous plus asynchronous mode or synchronous plus disk buffer. So first one will remain common, both will be synchronous, that is from the source side to the bunker side. Okay, the next replication can be either asynchronous or it can be also disk buffered replication. Okay, so first we shall study using synchronous plus asynchronous replication. So first we'll be studying about synchronous plus asynchronous replication. So in this method, it employs a combination of synchronous and asynchronous remote replication technologies. Synchronous replication will happen between the source and the bunker site, which is nothing but an intermediate site, and then asynchronous replication will occur between the bunker and the remote site, okay, which is like next replication. So the remote replica in the bunker acts as the source for the asynchronous replication to create a remote replica at the remote site. So there is one intermediate stage, first source to intermediate and then intermediate to destination. So in case of intermediate to destination, that intermediate site will act as a source. Okay, so you can see in the figure, it illustrates the synchronous plus asynchronous method. Okay, you can see from source side to bunker site it is synchronous replication, and then from bunker site to remote site it is asynchronous replication. So RPO at the remote site will be usually in the order of minutes in this case. So this method, it is a minimum of three stages, three storage devices that are required, which includes the source as well. One is the source, and then we have the intermediate storage device, and then the target storage device. So it consists of at least three storage devices. So the devices containing synchronous replica at the bunker as well as the asynchronous replica at the remote are the other two devices along with the source. Okay, so those are the three devices. So in this case, if any disaster occurs at the source, what will happen? The production operations will be failed. Okay, so and then they will be over to the bunker site with the zero as well as non-zero data losses. Okay, but unlike the synchronous two site situation, there is still one more remote replication at the third site. In the synchronous replication, what used to two site synchronous replication, what used to happen? There will be only two sites. One is the source, other one would be the destination. If source gets failed, then all the operations have to be transferred to destination. But in this case, what happens? We have one more replication of the data at the remote site. So that is the added advantage here. So the RPO between the bunker and the third site will be, or it might be, in the order of minutes. Okay, now if there is any disaster at the bunker site, or if there is any network link failure between the source and the bunker site, what will happen? In that case, the source site continues to operate as normal but without any remote replication. So that intermediate site, if that gets failed, what will happen? It will not stop the operations of the business. The source will be continuing with the business operations, but there is no replication happening in that case. So that situation is similar to a remote site failure in case of two site replication solution, because we do not have intermediate copy. If we do not have intermediate copy, I cannot copy it to the destination here. So if the intermediate site gets failed, it is like entire thing is going wrong, but the operations will be running, but we do not have any copy of the data. So the updates to remote site cannot occur due to the failure of the bunker site. So therefore the data at the remote site, it keeps falling behind because it is not updated. But the advantage here is that if the source fails during this time, the operations can be resumed at the remote site. If the source gets failed, it is fine, but if the intermediate site gets failed, then we do not have any copy of the data. So in that case, RPO at the remote site, it depends on the time differences between the bunker site failure and the source site failure. So depending on that, the RPO value depends. Now, if there is any regional disaster in case of three site cascade or multi-hop replication, that is similar to a source site failure in case of a two site synchronous asynchronous replication. So the operations are nothing but failover to the remote site with the RPO in the order of minutes in that case. And there is no remote protection until the regional disaster is resolved. And local replication technologies could be used at the remote site during this time period. So in next cases, if a disaster occurs at the remote site itself, or if the network links between the bunker and the remote site failed, the source again still continues to work as normal with the disaster recovery protection that is provided at the bunker site. We have copy of data at the bunker site in this case. If the remote site gets failed, it is still fine. We have one copy at the bunker site. So this is about synchronous and asynchronous replication. Next we shall see synchronous plus disk buffered. So this method, it employs a combination of local as well as remote replication technologies. Synchronous replication occurs between the source and the bunker. Again here also we have one intermediate state, source, intermediate, and then destination. So synchronous replication is occurring between the source and the bunker, which is nothing but a intermediate state, which consisting of a PIT local replica, that is point in time local replica, that is created at the bunker site. So the data is transmitted from the local replica at the bunker to the remote replica at the remote site. Again from the bunker to the remote site it will be transferred. So optionally a local replica can be created at the remote site after the data is going to be received from the bunker. So in the figure B, this illustrates synchronous plus disk buffered method. You can see synchronous replication is happening between the source and the bunker site. Optionally, if we want, we can create one more local replica at the bunker site. Okay. So in this method, there are a minimum of 4 storage devices that are required, which includes the source as well, to replicate one storage device. Okay. Uh, First is one storage device that is at the remote site, one is the source, and the remaining will be uh, one is synchronous remote replica at the bunker. Okay, one copy at the bunker, and we also have a consistent point in time replica, local replica at the bunker site. That will be the another storage device, and next will be the replica at the remote site, that is target. Okay, so there are going to be 4 minimum storage devices that are required for this method. So RPO at the remote site, it will be usually in the order of hours for this type of implementation, because it is going to maintain another point in time copy of data. So there is again a replication of data that is going to take place, which consumes time. So the process to create the consistent point in time copy at the bunker and incrementally updating the remote replica occurs continuously in a cycle. So this is about synchronous plus disk buffered method. The next three-site replication method we have is triangle or multi-target. So in three-site triangle or multi-target replication, data at a source storage array is concurrently replicated to two different arrays at two different sites. You can see it in the figure. So this shows three-site replication or triangle or three-site replication of triangle or multi-target. We have source site, and then here also we have bunker site as well as remote site, but they are placed at the different places. So again the replication between source site and bunker site is happening synchronously, and source site and remote site is happening asynchronously, but both the sites are concurrently replicated. Okay, and you can see there is a dotted arrow mark between remote replica as well as bunker site as well as remote site. So this is nothing but asynchronous replication with differential resynchronization method. Okay, so the source to bunker site, which is nothing but target 1, replication will be synchronous with a non-zero RPO, and then source to remote site, that is target 2, replication is asynchronous with the RPO in the order of minutes. The distance between the source and the remote sites, it could be thousands of miles apart. So this implementation does not depend on the bunker site for updating the data on the remote site, because data is asynchronously copied to the remote site directly from the source. So this is the advantage compared to the previous method. So the triangle or multi-target configuration provides consistent RPO, unlike cascade or multi-hop solutions, in which the failure of the bunker site resulted in the remote site falling behind and the RPO increasing. Okay, so the key benefit of three-site triangle or multi-target replication is the ability to fail over to either of the remote sites in case of source site failure, with the disaster recovery protection between the bunker as well as the remote sites. Okay, and also we have resynchronization between the two surviving target sites, which is incremental. Okay, so concurrently both the sites will be updated, and there is a resynchronization between the two surviving target sites, which could be incremental. So the disaster recovery protection is always available if any one of the site gets failed. So during the normal operations, all three sites are available and the production workload is at the source site. At any given instant, the data at the bunker and the source will be identical, because concurrently it is going to be updated. And the data at the remote site will be behind the data at the source and the bunker. Okay, and then the replication network links between the bunker as well as the remote site will be in place, but it will not be in use. So during this normal operations, there is no data movement between the bunker and the remote arrays. Okay, only the difference in the data between the bunker and the remote sites will be tracked, so that if a source site disaster occurs, operations can be resumed at the bunker or at the remote sites with the incremental resynchronization again between the two sites, that is bunker site as well as the remote site. Next, in case of a regional disaster, three-site triangle or multi-target replication is similar. It acts similar to the source site failure in case of a two-site asynchronous replication. So, if this failure occurs, operations fail over to the remote site with an RPO within minutes, and there is no remote protection until the regional disaster is resolved. Local replication technologies could be used at the remote site during the time period. Okay, so if there is a failure at the bunker site or at the remote site, it is not actually considered to be a disaster, because the operations will be continuing in an uninterrupted way at the source site, while the remote disaster recovery protection is still available. So in that case, a network, if there is any network link failure to either of the source to bunker or source to the remote site, this also does not impact the production at the source site, while the remote disaster recovery protection will be still alive, or it will be still available with that site, uh, which can be reached. Okay, so this is about three site replication. Thank you for watching.